Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Checking to see if we're recording. Today we're going to be talking about, once again, the subconscious mind. One of my favorite topics. Well, just the mind and you in general, and understanding how you work. And yeah, because it's nice when you understand how something works, right? You can really understand why it works. And you can derive actions from that. Appropriate actions, healthy actions. That's what we're all about. Anyway, we're going to be talking about our unconscious mind, how in depth more how it works. If you watch the videos from the beginning of the channel up until now, it's things are gonna make more sense. So like if you watch them in order, things are gonna make a lot more sense. So now this is meant you jumping in. Just if you're new here, just stay with me, and I'm gonna try to make this applicable to everybody. So your unconscious mind, how it works, and how it is that goal striving mechanism and why it's programmable. We've discussed those things in the past, right? There's no reason to reiterate on them. But what I will tell you is this, what we're going to dive into. We're going to go a little bit deeper and say why it does what it does, why it works the way it works. And you'll be able to, hopefully this will be a big exposure video. Hopefully you're like, oh my gosh, like I've been doing this my entire life and it's time to snap out of it, right? So we're going to be talking about acting a little bit and why you need to behave and act in a way that lets you exhibit your goals properly. You need to become the person you want to become in here in order to start exhibiting the actions of that person. Next, we're going to be discussing reverse engineering worry, okay? Because the same way that we have all these horrible things happen in our life is because of worry and fear, anxiety, and all these nasty, nasty things. But if we break them down and we chop them up and we examine them, we realize that it's just our subconscious mind feeding us what we always wanted. And once again, going back, if we have a negative self-image, now we're acting on it. Now we're breaking down why we get the results we get in our life. Okay? I'm not just going to sit here and tell you like, oh, this is what you need to do to be successful, this, that, and the other. Because, I'm working on it myself, right? And I want to take you along my journey. Because, like I said, I'm 23. I just want to take you along my journey. You don't have to believe every word that I say, and I encourage you not to. I encourage you to use, like a gold miner would, melt it down, separate the pieces, scrape off the dust, and see what works for you. And I encourage you to do that because that's a big part of what awareness is not questioning everything, not like don't stress out about it, but just see how it fits into your life. And I hope these are excellent terms to fit into everybody's life because we are human and we all have a mind, right? So let's get into it. So, and then we're going to be talking about rational and irrational thinking and why the way you think probably is irrational. And sometimes it's a nice little wake-up call to be like, well, I'm thinking irrationally. Even though I believe my thoughts to be true and sound, I'm actually thinking irrationally. And taking a step back, taking a breath, and saying, there's a possibility that my beliefs could be unearthed here and that they could have been wrong all along. And you need to be ready for that. Because that is another part of awareness and growth, becoming aware of all that there is. So we're going to start with the unconscious mind, of course, starting from kind of that 1,000-foot view and understanding that it is a goal-striving mechanism, right? However, it is programmable. That gives us a lot. That tells us that that's a lot to deal with here. That's a lot. That's really good news in some cases, but it's really bad news in other cases, right? It's a laptop. Many laptops have been used for good things, sending money to people who need it, building cities, building companies that, need it, that humanity needs, sending things to other people, computing tasks, things of that nature. But they've also been used to do horrendous things, send missiles and hack people and do really bad things. It's just a computer. The computer doesn't know any better, right? It's the person using the computer that derives the intention. Okay? It's the person using the computer that derives the attention of the belief that they have that they are doing something good. And so your subconscious mind is the same thing. It works in the same way. So it just works and acts on what you give it, guys. On what you give it, it just works and acts on. And largely that is in tune with your self-image. Okay? Because everything starts there. I need to preface that. Everything starts with your self-image because your actions are going to follow based off of that. And then your actions and your thoughts get programmed into your subconscious mind, and you believe what you believe. And if you have a negative self-image, you're going to believe that you're not worthy of things in life. And if you believe that you're not worthy of success, money, happiness, joy, whatever you want in life, then your subconscious is going to give it to you, guys. It's going to give it to you. Not because the world is handing you, horrible scenarios on a silver platter. Evaluate what you're doing in your life right now. Break it down. Sit down, relax, release, drop the shoulders, roll the neck out, loosen up your jaw, and think, why am I getting these things in my life? Are there things I could be doing that could change my circumstance? You're always in charge of your current situation, I should say. You're always in charge of situations. Sometimes our circumstance is unavoidable, okay? I want to say situation. So we're always in charge of our decisions, okay? You need to ask yourself, hold yourself accountable and say, is there things that I'm not doing right now that make my life not what it could be, not what I want it to be? That's a big question. You have to ask yourself that. And if you find holes in that thought, in that question, or it pokes you a little bit, or you don't even want to ask the question, that exposes things, okay? That exposes things, and you need to dive deeper, because asking, if something derives, something that brings a lot of peace into my life is if I'm reading a book or a theory, or I'm listening to a conversation, and it sparks some sort of emotion in me. And I say, and something subconsciously says, oh, I don't believe this. This isn't true. This isn't right. I try my best to catch myself and say, all right, Dan, if you really want to chase this awareness thing, what part of you disagrees with this? What part of you is getting upset? And then I'll realize, I'll trace it back. Most of it's due to trauma. Most of it's due to negative self-image, that I don't believe that I'm worth something. And then I'll be like, well, that's irrational. That's not true. So it makes logical sense not to do this anymore. And so I trust my subconscious to deliver me from that situation, because I'm going to feed it the opposite of what I was thinking, right? I'm going to listen to what that person was saying. I'm going to listen to them because they're teaching me something that I probably need to know. Just going to say that. Probably need to know it. It's always good to have different perspective. Perspective is knowledge. Perspective is knowledge. So, going on a little bit further, our subconscious mind is the machine, right? It doesn't know, it's not going to do what it's not told to do. It's a machine. It's just going to derive action based on what it's programmed. So, we can't control it. You need to understand that. You need to understand that 95% of your brain activity is subconscious. The little 5% is the, hello, this is me and you talking right here, right? That's that little 5%, our constant interaction with the world. But it's very important, because that little 5%, that little conscious activity is what programs the subconscious. Okay? That's really important. A lot of your brain activity is subconscious, the vast majority of it, and the little percentage of it that programs it is your conscious mind. I want you to think about like a little flash drive type deal. like a little flash drive type deal. You could have a massive computer, but you could have like a 64 gigabyte flash drive or something like that, and get a virus into the computer, and it can jack it all up, right? It could destroy it. This little flash drive thing, that's your conscious mind, and you're installing things onto your conscious mind, and you're plugging it up every day. Every day you're plugging it up to that subconscious mind, being like, yep, this is what I'm downloading. If you watch a really scary movie, yep, I'm downloading, if you really don't like it, if you're out with friends and stuff, you'll be like, yep, I'm downloading fear into my subconscious mind, and I'm not going to sleep tonight because of it, right? We've all experienced that. And it's a principle, guys. It's a principle, and you need to understand that. So with that being said, we can't control it. We don't have control over it. We can't actually type on the laptop to make it compute a task. We can't, our subconscious mind doesn't work like that. It works subconsciously. We don't know what it's doing because it is subconscious. It is underneath of our conscious, okay? We are consciousness, we are awareness, but it is beneath that. We don't know what's happening. We can't know what's happening. But we can know how to control it, what it is, how to control it, what to feed it, okay? That's why when you go to I don't know, if you're a computer program and you're stuck on coding, that's why when you go to bed, you're like, I can't get this. And then sometimes it'll just come to you. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, it's a miracle. It's just your subconscious getting the goal that you set for it. You established a goal. You said, I really wanted to do this. And all of your focus and all of your attention was on that task. And it just gave it to you. That's all that is to it. That's all that is. You had all the answers in you. You always have all the answers in you. Your brain always remembers everything that it sees and everything that it hears and everything that happens around you. It remembers everything. But it takes what you see, what your belief is, and it installs it into the subconscious, and it programs your personality. Okay? Now keep in mind, don't get off topic here. You are not machine. You're not machine. You are a person that controls the machine, right? Man is not machine. Man is the person that controls the machine, right? And that's a really good thing. That's a really good thing, and it can be a really bad thing. And it can be a really bad thing because let's preface worry, okay? Let's say you're really worried about something and you constantly, oh, I can't do this. I'm not going to be able to do this. You have an assignment creeping up or something, and you're saying to yourself, oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm never going to win. I'm never going to do this because this, that, or the other. And well, first off, we need to break those ideas down into rational or irrational thought. Well, if it's irrational, it's probably something that you haven't done before. Let's take an assignment for school. If you haven't done the assignment, you haven't experienced it, so you haven't learned the assignment, your stab at it is going to be your stab at it. That's it. You're here in the now. Your stab at it's going to be the stab. It's going to be your attempt, and you're never going to know until you try. So thinking that you are something without becoming the something is irrational. So why would you even think that? It's a misuse of definition. Break it down to that. If you can't ground yourself anywhere, break it down to that. It's just a misuse of definition. You're just mixing up your words and you're programming your subconscious based off of that, okay? So, but let's reverse engineer it. You're worrying about something, so you fear it. Okay, let's hold that thought. We're reverse engineering worry, but I'm going to make a sub point really fast because I just thought about it. Your thoughts become your words, that become your actions, that become your reality. Okay? We're sitting at our desk, we have a problem, right? Our assignment, if you will, and we're worrying we can't get it done. We're going to reverse engineer this because we just explained why it is irrational. So now we're going to reverse engineer the thought, and we're going to break it down piece by piece, just like the gold miner that you are, right? Take nothing for face value, always evaluate. Let's evaluate. We have a problem. We know that our thoughts become our words. That's a big gap, though. That's a really big gap. Let's stick with thoughts, because we know that we know that our thoughts become words, become actions, become reality. So everything stems from your thoughts, right? That's true. Your programming, thoughts, flash drive, conscious mind, thinking. That's your programming. That's what you're installing, okay? So right off the bat, when we start freaking out about something that is irrational, we're telling our brain, we're just programming the irrational thing into our brain, and it's going to believe it and it's going to follow it, okay? Because we can't control it. We can control our conscious thoughts, though. We can't control our decisions every day, okay? And how we do that is with the conscious mind, with consciousness. Here, hello, hi, I'm Dan, I'm talking to you. I can do whatever I want here. I can turn off the camera, turn on the camera. I can zoom in and out. I can focus myself. I can turn the camera off and decide never to upload this video. Everything is on me. I am responsible for my actions, and I take responsibility for myself. Okay, so going back to our problem that we're having here, we're breaking it down. We're saying that our conscious mind is like our gear, essentially. We're powering the subconscious mind. We're feeding it whatever we see, thinking is a big one. We program by seeing, thinking, listening, touching, feeling, tasting, all of that stuff, all of our senses, anything that's our senses, that's how we program our mind, which is really critical, which is why the saying holds true, show me your 5 best friends and I'll show you your future. Okay? Why? Because your best friends are going to be, if you hang out with them all the time, they're going to expose you to their beliefs and their ideas through your senses. They're gonna, they might, I know some friends thought it was funny to like slap people. And so if they slap you very lightly, or they think it's funny, and your self-belief, you don't believe that to be funny or true, but you still hang out. All of this stuff gets programmed. You see what I'm saying? All this bad things gets programmed into your subconscious, and you're eventually going to believe that you're not worth anything. But why? You chose an action that was irrational. You didn't think it through. Okay? Going back to our homework, it's just homework. It's just an assignment. If you're scared of it, if you're worried of it, it's probably something you need to do. Get it done. Don't think heads or tails of it, and don't give your mind a chance to tell you that you can't. Remember, going back to, that's why it's important to watch the other videos, because, when we answer the question, who are you? And we answer the question, what is the voice in your head? We've answered that in past videos. This is going to be a really long video if I dive down that rabbit hole too. But we know what the voice is in our head now. We know who we are. So we can break this down even better now. We can say, that's the voice talking. We know that's not me because of our candle analogy, right? We know that's not me. I apologize. I know I'm not the candle because I see the candle. That's our candle analogy. So I know I'm not my irrational thoughts or worries or anything like that because I am not the assignment, right? You experience, you feel, therefore you have control. You have control. So control it. Decide. What are you going to feel? What are you going to do? Well, since we're on the topic of reverse engineering worry, flip the script. Flip the script. What good can come from doing this assignment? You could learn something. It could challenge you. It could become a great story. It could become a funny story. Hey guys, I was freaking out about this assignment and I never thought it would be a big deal, but now looking back on it, I'm glad I knocked it out, right? My grade increased. I'm glad I took a stab at it. Okay? And once again, going back, reverse engineering. So if you believe you can, going back to the acting thing, it all intertwines, guys. Every single little piece of it, it all intertwines. It all comes together. It's all a part of each other because it is the same system. It is a system. It is a system. It is a system. So, and all of the functions, all the pieces function equally in order for it to work effectively. Okay, so all of this stuff is happening at the same time in your head. So if you believe, remember the self-image stuff, if you believe you are, you will act out as if you are. So believe you can get the assignment done. Believe you got it in you. Believe you can knock it out. And you're going to knock it out. You're going to get it done because you're going to set a goal in your subconscious. It's not, your subconscious ain't going to know any better, and it's going to program, you're going to program your mind and be like, let's get it done, right? Let's get it done. Look at like NFL stars and NBA stars as they go into a game. You see them on ESPN. You see them doing weird stuff, getting their head ready. What are they doing? They're telling themselves that they're going to win this game. That there's no question in this wild world that they are going to win tonight. Because if you tell yourself anything different, your mind will deliver that to you, okay? If you tell yourself any different, your mind will deliver that to you. It's just a machine. It's just a program. That's how you need to think about it. And that's where your goals are going to come from. Okay? If you go into the game thinking you're going to lose, you're not going to play like a winner. And you're not going to win. Okay? Same thing. It's the same thing in life. If you want to think about it as a video game or whatever, I'm sure if you're in this space and watching my videos, I'm sure you've heard of that analogy. You know, your life's a video game and all that jazz. But understanding that you can be whoever you want, and it's all based on your subconscious, guys. Just understand how you work and understand that every action you take is a vote for the person you're going to become. That's a quote by James Clear by Atomic Habits, an amazing book if you haven't read it. So let's bring everything back. I was ranting a lot. So we understand reverse engineering worry. We understand that we need to act as if all of our abilities to complete our goal are inside of us already, which they are. So you're going to go make it happen, guys. And you know, it's really as simple as that, my friends. If you don't believe that you are something, you're never going to become it. You're not. But think of it, but don't sit there and worry. Think of that as a good thing. Think of all of the crazy things you can do now. When you get off this video, you can start by thinking positively about yourself. Hey, I watched a video that has increased my awareness slightly, and now I will go about life in a different manner. I've evaluated the information given to me, and I will apply it to my life and see what happens to see if it works. And if it doesn't work, yay! Find joy in the failures in life. Because you need to invest in failures in order to be able to afford success. You need to invest in failures in order to be given success, to afford success. So keep that in mind, my friends. That's really all I got for you guys today. Just be conscious about your decisions in life, and be conscious about what you see, what you take in, what you read, what you watch, what you listen to. It can be as simple as listening to the music you listen to. If you listen to really bad music that talks about, I'm not trying to be like a mom or dad here, but if you constantly listen to music that's about killing people or violence or just negative energy in general, that's getting programmed, guys. That's all I'm saying. If you can find an effective way to block it out, let me know. But all that stuff's getting remembered, guys, and it's getting programmed based off of your belief system, which effectively is your self-image. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Appreciate you tuning into this video. Click subscribe, like if you like the video, and like I always say in every video, I don't care if you like or subscribe, but please share the video. I think this stuff it's really helped me quite a bit in my life, and the only thing I want to do is just share. That's the only thing I want to do is just share. It's not a selfish act. I just want to share because you're the gold miner. Remember, you're looking for your goal, obviously, in life if you've been exposed to my videos. So you're on the right path, my friends. You're on the right path. Keep going, keep digging, leave a comment for me, and let's hash it out. Love you guys. Appreciate everything. See y'all in the next one.